Still coasting through the middle of the infamous lockdown period, episode 18 once again showed us that now is the time to simply be out there no matter the weather. Finally though, the much anticipated change in conditions is here, and winds now blow out of the north, slashing the thermometer reading. On the morning of November 17th, myself and Alex are heading to make our most anticipated sit of the season. The highly anticipated November 17th morning has arrived, and last night about 11 midnight it switched, and now we got north winds, and who do you think walked through the farm but the old one and only adversary, the drop time. He's in the general vicinity. Really what this all comes down to is that we hope that he is not on a doe. Excitement is extremely high. So we're gonna get ready here and then head to the stand and sit in all day. Well, good morning from central Iowa. We are in the Promise bottom funnel after drop time. Came in, hung these stands a couple of days ago. It looks as pretty as we imagined it did when we got in here. We've ran a camera here since early October, and off and on we've had sporadic activity, but definitely this area has lit up as we've gotten into November, and specifically with cruising buck activity. This drop time deer, he kind of went MIA in the middle of the month, and the pattern and theory and tendency that we're keying in on a day is that when we have sustained souths, followed by switching to the north, he typically walks through this gap right here. And it makes a lot of sense because this creek bottom is great doe bedding, and he can walk a path, wind at his right side, winding the whole thing. And there's a crossing and a fence gap that he can jump right into that bedding area. So, beautiful morning, the pressure is rising, our thermals are starting to kick in, sun's just coming up over the horizon. Good luck to Ride Ludwig, I know he is out. Back half of the month, those are gonna be starting to be less than estrus. See if we can't capitalize. Expect them to start trashing the tree we got. With bucks up on their feet and thermals working perfectly, hopes are high for a drop time sighting. That same morning, 330 miles to the southeast in Illinois, team members David Williams and Andy Melton are both hunting. So far, the Illinois adventure has been an up and down roller coaster ride that began with the peak. Blake, Andy's oldest son, fired down the tracks, tagging his best buck ever during the youth season, and since then, the hunting has been tough. Equipped though with a great equalizer,
David Williams is set up for Illinois' opening day of gun season overlooking a big pond.
It is the first Illinois gun season. It's Friday, November the 17th. Very excited to be in here. I think I'll see a lot of deer. There's a lot of tracks around the banks in the full-blown rut. I expect these deer to be coming down here and needing water. It's just easy to get in right here and not disturb anything else and be able to see a lot of this pond bank and a lot of that hillside over there and catch these deer moving back to bed. So the weather's only supposed to get better and better on into the weekend. It's a big buck. Man, he's got some trash and stuff. I've got the big camera on the hillside, waiting for this deer to come out. And I thought he was a younger deer, but when he was on that hillside, man, his body looked really big. I mean, he stood out. Man, I think I better look at him. Alright, well, it's right now about 9 o'clock. I believe it's 5 after 9, actually. And honestly, since that mature buck came through, I say mature, when he got up here across from me, his body, he was no slouch. I would have liked to have gotten a better look at him for sure right here, if he'd have dropped down into this water across right here. Sit all the way at the far end, but that was the last deer I've seen. For now, this will probably be my last interview of the morning, unless something else comes out. But I am excited to get in the woods this evening. It's supposed to get down to, I don't know, 40 degrees tonight, and then 30 tomorrow night. So definitely some weather changing about to happen.
Back in Iowa, my buck action continues.
beautiful morning indeed. This buck, I don't know, he's just a really nice young deer. He's always pretty recognizable on the cameras because he's got pincher G4s. He came cruising down the same trail, went across that fence, and I was looking, where they're crossing, and I gotta think it's what the drop tine 10's doing. So, we're in the right spot, man. We are in the right spot. We just gotta hope that drop tine's not with the doe. That's, I really think, what it's gonna come down to today. Only about 9 more hours. Well, that'll wake you up. It's 11:30. Heard a piece of machinery fire up. Sure enough, got the Case IH down here. Farmer to the north. Looks like he's going to pick some corn, so I'm not sure how much corn or how big the field is back here, but that's an interesting development. Hopefully we're kind of in between where these deer want to go. Ring the dinner bell, for lack of a better term, so we're gonna sit here anyway. I'm not too worried about that deterring a buck too much. If I start combining for the next 5 hours, then maybe we're in different spirits, but we got the cover scent of diesel. Smell that. Keep our eyes peeled and see what happens. Midday. This is testing that theory of this drop time. Seeing if he wants to put these north winds in his face going to this bedding area.
Trudging on through the all-day sit, myself and Alex remain on pins and needles anticipating a close-range shot. Back in southern Illinois, David Williams has switched stand locations.
I just got settled into this little bitty oak. And that's because I'm on the edge of the CRP. It's the biggest tree, and this is where Ed's been seeing a really, really big, old, mature 10-point. But I'm hoping that he's bedded in the timber back here behind me to my northwest, which is directly where the wind's coming from. And he's gonna push out into this big CRP and everything throughout the evening. I did not know it was supposed to rain this evening, but I'm about to batten down the hatches, and I will keep y'all updated as best I can if the rain dies down, and see if we can't make something happen this evening. I keep seeing him chasing back in there, and I saw the doe come right back to where she was, and I could see his rack working across. She's coming out right there. Come on out, buddy. I see one, but I don't see the other one. Alright, well, we've got about an hour left, and man, what an evening it's already been. I think I've got a lot of deer on camera. It's just really hard because it's so thick in here. And there's definitely some hot does, so they're not, the bucks and everything that's moving through is they're moving. They're not standing very long, so I'm looking forward to the next and final hour of the evening and to close out the first day of Illinois gunning. This could be interesting. Brah, brah. Oh, I really don't know how good of a hit. I pulled down on his shoulder and squeezed the trigger. It was a short tine 10, and I'm tickled pink. Well, there is no track job in this one. We watched him drop. I had to actually watch the video footage back, but dropped him in his tracks, and it is absolutely the short tine 10. He has got a tank of a body. Look at this deer. Oh my gosh. This is an absolute tank of a deer, and I couldn't be more excited to put my gun tag on him. Opening day, first gun in Southern Illinois, and we just got it done on an actual hit list buck. What an absolute awesome hunt, and way to cap off my day with an awesome rutting activity.
As the sun sets on November 17th, back on the Big Bird farm, my action didn't match David's intensity, but my chips still reside on this stand being my best chance. The following day, 340 miles to the southwest in Kansas, November 18th sees Nolan Redeker resuming a quest of his own.
Well, good morning. Just getting everything ready to go this morning. I've already had a buck go by right at 15 yards, so we're off to a good start. A couple days ago, I sat here, I had the big 9 at 40 yards, so hopefully he'll come through this morning. Beautiful morning, about 32 degrees, super light wind. We've had a lot of warm mornings in a row now. Today's the first one we've had into the 30s for a little while, so I'm hopeful that they're not going to be on their feet this morning. My dad and I had a good sit last night and saw 20 plus does, and I don't think that any of them were in heat, so that's a good sign that the bucks are going to start getting out and cruising hard again. And that's one thing about this spot is I never know what's going to show up here, so we're hoping for the big 9, but we'll take another big shooter if we can get one, so gonna sit in here and see what happens.
there he is. Encounter number 4 with that buck. I watched that other buck on that hot doe, and there's kind of a draw that goes up to my east here. It's not very long, and I watched that other buck take his doe up there. I was sitting here and I could hear a bunch of running around going on in that direction. Is the big 9. I don't know how he got up there, or if he's been up there all morning or what happened, but he literally ran her right by the other stand. Crazy. We're gonna keep after him, and we'll probably sit here a while longer this morning. Maybe I'll get lucky and she'll bring him by. Well, I think I'm gonna wrap things up this morning. Super good hunt. Out of the bucks, the 2 mature bucks, the big 9 and this tight rack deer, both of them had hot does, which was interesting to see. All the younger bucks were searching super hard. I was kind of thinking that maybe the bucks were starting to get off lockdown, but that tells me that there's still quite a few does in heat, since both of them had a doe with them. But I think it's just a matter of time before I can catch up with that big 9. He's so consistent in here. I think I'm in the right spot. I think I'm in the pinch points and the major trails, so just gotta put in the time, and hopefully we can get him to go by here eventually.
That same evening, back in Iowa, Mike Reed is heading back to the river farm for one of his longest awaited hunts ever.
Ready?
And you slide that black prusik knot up as you go. There's a good buck coming over here. It's okay. Watch him.
He's right here. You see this pile of wood? He's walking right there.
Hi everyone, it is the afternoon of the 18th and we are currently in the pinch. This is my first time bow hunting on a doe, and I'm really excited. The sun's going down. We're all tucked in. Took us a while to set up because we saw this nice 3-year-old. So far, we've seen 4 bucks. I've got a doe tag in my pocket, and hopefully one comes in a range.
Yeah. That 3-year-old came and bedded under us.
Yeah.
We had a raccoon walk under us.
Yeah, that was fun too.
This is your first time in a tree stand.
Yeah, it is.
And so it's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
While Mike and Bella wait on a doe to wander by, back in southern Illinois, Andy Melton is now up to bat. After the morning didn't produce a big buck encounter, the duo are set up overlooking a large thicket with a shooter nearby.
We're up here trying to decide where to go this afternoon to get on this buck that my dad's been seeing. We're up here and seeing a deer walk out. Don't know for sure him or not. It was very, yeah, it's very, very similar. So when he's up here, it's wide open up here. So I have to be careful, but we'll see if we can get on and see what deer it was. Just wish we could see him.
I mean, he was just cruising.
I mean, he was just he wasn't running no doe or nothing like that. We moved about 40 yards, 30 yards from where we were. Where the deer walked was about, I don't know, I have to get my rangefinder out. He's about 116 yards to where we saw him. That tree, he was walking out that terrace right there. I'm gonna bet that we'll definitely see a doe first. I bet he's got a doe out here. There he is. Yep. Just stay down in the bottom, maybe. All the does are down there. What deer is that, dude? It's got points going everywhere. He's bumping that doe. Don't run that way. I'll see it. He's definitely 5 or 6. He just freaking laid down. About 1 minute.
Here he goes.
Turn broadside. Dang it.
You got him? All right. One minute to spare. Look at there. 1 minute. Right now, just click 510. 1 freaking minute of shooting light left. When he first come up here, you know, he looked just like that broke rack deer that was running around down there.
Oh yeah.
And so that's the one I thought he was the whole time.
Yeah, until.
And then he got up here. He got up here, and I looked through the rangefinder, and I was like, "Oh wait, that's the funky rack. That's the deer we're wanting to kill."
What a hunt, dude.
Oh, we made it happen, dude. I mean, what a story. Coming up here, just trying to find a place to get on these deer, and it happened. All right, guys, well, sorry it took so long. It's a little bit darker now than it was earlier after we shot the deer, but we had to go back and get some lights and come back. It's super hard to find them in this big old sage grass, but without further ado, here's the deer that we call Merle. My dad actually just named him. It says M-U-R-L. The M-U-R stands for messed up rack. As you can tell, he's definitely got that. Probably one of the funnest hunts I've had in a long time. David and I got up here chasing these dudes, and this is actually not the deer that we came up here to shoot, but he came out and gave us the opportunity. And whenever you have a chance to kill a big old mature deer like this, you just don't pass it up. So, tickled to death with him. My Illinois gun season is complete. I want to get a tag on him, get him back to the cabin, do a little celebrating with everybody. Good thing is, David and I do still have our archery tags for bucks, so we've got a lot of hunting left this season. But all in all, a great gun season. Glad to wrap my tag around this big old brute, and let's go back and eat some pizza.
David Williams and Andy Melton weren't the only Midwest Whitetail team members to strike gold while hunting the Illinois shotgun season. Following the insane rut hunt with his dad only a few days prior, Case and Holmes is set up by himself looking to fill a tag.
Get down, dog. Get over here and get on him. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. That's a good deal, buddy. That's a fine buck.
What else can you say about the past few days other than to ask yourself if the wave of action will ever stop? Repeatedly, the big buck down texts flood in, and each time our team's smiles continue to get bigger and bigger. Andy and David's back-to-back successful hunts showcase perfectly where we stand in this story, as does continue to be the driving force for triumph. With limited tags remaining, only a few of us forge on, hoping to join in on the list of calls. And though the weight of our tags gets heavier by the day, in front of us is a stretch of hunting that can be some of the very best of the season, with bucks frantically searching, covering ground in daylight to locate the last available does. With nothing to lose, we continue on enjoying each and every moment, because sooner than later, we will wish we were still chasing November.